I have a dream.
We choose to go to the moon.
There's cities to be built, and there's a world to be helped.
I regard myself as a soldier.
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight
from where the zipper ends, round under my back to my bunghole, down where your nuts hang.
I guess all of you would say this about your mother.
You should have done a French one for today.
Oh, fuck.
You should have just had some quotes about how the French did stuff. People complaining about the French.
How they smell.
How they smell, that would be your quote?
Well, they smell. Yeah,
Nice.
they smell and they eat bread and stuff. But they call
Cheese.
bread pain. Yeah. Fromage.
That's your knowledge of France. Bread, cheese. They smell.
Yeah, croissants.
Do you know if they smell good or bad, or you're just saying they smell?
It's just a stereotype.
A stereotype. They smell. Yeah, but do they smell good or bad? Is it a stereotype they smell good or bad?
Bad.
Why do they smell bad?
The stereotype is that they smell bad.
Yeah, they smell nice. They eat all this bread and cheese.
They don't wash. Yeah, no, I think it's that they're dirty. I think so, yeah. I think that they're dirty people. But I don't think that has truth. It's the same way as so Napoleon is said to be really short, but he was actually just average height of the time. But that was something that the British started as propaganda.
Yeah.
And then it just stuck all throughout history.
Yeah. There's a few of them. Carrots don't help you see in the dark.
No, yeah, exactly.
That was
if
a conspiracy.
You masturbate, you won't go blind.
No, the carrot thing was about World War II, and they were like, oh, the British can all see really well because we eat lots of carrots. But they actually had radar, and it was just a lie to convince the Germans that, we could just see your planes really well because we eat lots of carrots.
Because we eat carrots. I didn't know that.
It's the cover story.
What a lie.
We eat carrots.
What a shit lie, too. So, Napoleon's penis, right, was famously cut off and preserved.
Yeah.
After they buried his body. It went through a bunch of different hands, right?
Yep.
I read it. Yeah, I read this article. It's gone through a bunch of different places and people. But some guy has it. He's just some doctor. He's a urologist or something. And he bought it, and it's just lives. I think he might be dead now, and now his son owns it or something. He just lives under the bed, and it's because his dad was so into urology that he was offended basically by the fact that people were making a joke out of this penis, and he was like, no, penises are really important, so I'm going to get my hands on this and basically take it out of the public eye. And just hold on to it.
How much did he pay for the penis? Does it say?
I don't know.
I assume he would have bought it. He would have bought it.
Yeah. He would have paid a bit, I would imagine.
Yeah, but what's a bit?
I don't know. $300K? Who knows?
That's a lot. I'm just saying that's a lot of money.
Amount.
$300K. You got a $300K penis.
Yeah, for another man's appendage.
That surely can't be going that great considering he's been dead for 200 years. Surely it's not that well preserved.
No, I wouldn't think so. Shim was sort of embalmed or something.
It's not in great condition.
Can't imagine it looks as good as it did in the day. No. It's probably worth half as much now.
Why are you reading this story about Napoleon's penis?
I just was. I was curious because I remember that famously it was cut off or whatever after his death, and so I just wanted to know what happened to it. And I read an article about it quite a while ago, which is obviously why I don't have that many facts. I can't remember how much he paid for it.
Yeah,
I think he was a urologist.
Well, do your research. Bring your shit to the podcast.
Yes. Yeah, I probably should have. Well, I just thought of it just then. I haven't thought about Napoleon's penis in a while.
Yeah, fair enough. You don't think about it that often.
It might have been after I saw that movie, Joaquin Phoenix, that I was thinking about it.
Strange. I don't know which movie you're talking about.
Joaquin Phoenix he was Napoleon.
Oh yeah. Did we show his penis in that
movie with no, but it was a lot about the love story between him and Josephine or whatever her name was. So it was kind of boring.
It was kind of boring.
Didn't seem like a good relationship.
No, it wasn't great. She might be a whore.
She wanted to fuck everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, but he became king.
All right, should we jump into it?
I guess we should.
All right.
I don't know what we're talking about today.
Let's get into it. Welcome to History Squirt. I'm Ron Thompson.
And I'm Jason.
All Right, what have we got this week, Jason?
We have Charles VI of France, also known as Charles the Mad. All right, now before we get started,
Okay.
I think we should have a little talk about mental illness. We're at the History Squirt podcast. We are full supporters of mental illness and getting help for mental illness when required, and that any jokes that we make today are not disparaging against the mentally ill. Because Charles was
Really, when you started?
Because Charles VI was definitely mad.
When you started, I thought you were going to say, we at History Squirt do not condone mental illness. we certainly condone it, and and we condone getting the help that you need, the help and support that you need to deal with your mental illness.
Definitely. So we're going to start. Charles was born in 1368. France is in the middle of the 100 Years' War. It's probably been going for about 40 years at this stage. He's the son of Charles V, as you do, and he's obviously the eldest son of the child, and he will inherit the throne upon his father's death.
And was it Charles IV before the fifth, or did it sort of skip?
I think it was. It's Charles VII after Charles VI, so I think it was Charles the fourth before that. Anyway, his father dies in 1380, so he inherits the throne at the age of 11. Okay,
pretty early. Yeah, pretty early.
So he's got it pretty early.
I think I was probably playing with Pokemon cards and shit like that.
Yeah, 11. Yeah.
How old are you at? How old are you at age 11? What grade are you in? That's like year
4
6?
or 5.
You're like 12 in year 7?
Yeah, that was 12. No, it was 12 in year 6.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I was definitely Pokemon cards were it.
So he was put under the control of regents for this time period. Now, the interesting thing was that the age of, being an adult in France at this stage is 14. So he's allowed to take the throne at 14, but he doesn't actually terminate the regency until the age of 21. So instead of
okay, so they hang on for a little while longer.
So these guys hang on for a little while. It's like, well, after 3 years, he's supposed to be considered an adult and now able to take the throne, but for some reason, they continued for about 7 more years.
Yeah, it's just helping him out.
So the regents...
Wait until he gets to drinking age in America.
Yeah, possibly. Well, I think these... I don't know why he didn't fire them earlier. They seem to be useless. Like, these regents, the 4 people that were put in charge are kind of useless. So we've got... The regents are Philip the Bold, Duke of Burgundy, Louis of Anjou, John, Duke of Berry, and Louis II, Duke of Bourbon. Okay?
Okay, I do appreciate that these people have different names.
Yeah.
Unlike the fucking last one that we did, where everybody just had the same name.
Well, it's actually Louis I, Duke of Anjou, and Louis II, Duke of Bourbon, but we'll just go with the Duke of Bourbon and Duke of Anjou. Anjou? It could be anything. It's French. Who knows?
Who fucking knows?
Who fucking knows?
Let's not bother learning.
All right, so yeah, that's definitely not what I'm going to learn French for this this fucking podcast. Fuck that. I've got better fucking shit to do.
It's a garbage language.
Dude, we have no idea how many fucking names were probably fucked up in the last 3 or 4 episodes. So Louis of Anjou was busy fighting for his kingdom in Naples. So he's off fighting, trying to get Naples, because he has a claim to Naples. John of Berry, he was concerned with trying to take over Languedoc, which is currently Toulouse in France. So he's busy doing that. Louis of Bourbon was the important figure, and was an unimportant figure, and he had an eccentric personality. He was also possibly mentally ill, which is where the mental illness may have come from his mother's side. Okay, and then we've got Philip the Bold, Duke of Burgundy.
So he's his uncle or something?
Yeah, so they're all his uncles. They're all 4 of these people are his uncles. So one of them's his father's brother, another father's brother, his mother's brother, his father's brother. All 3 of them. So they're all off busy trying to fight their own wars to try and get land. So really no one's really concerned with what's going on in the kingdom. So France is not going well. But at this stage, Charles is actually still sane. had a normal upbringing, all that sort of stuff. So eventually, when he was 21, he stripped his corrupt uncles of their positions because they were just busy trying to fight their own rules, and put in a group who were his father's consultants called the Marmosets, who ushered in a new period of crown esteem. Charles was referred to as Charles the Beloved in his early reign. So I just want to talk about these Marmoset guys, right, that he put in charge. They seem to be some sort of weird, like, crown cult, could be the only way to describe them. So there's 8 clerics and lords sworn to stay united as friends, independent towards one another. So they basically made this, like, brother pact to protect the crown.
Yeah, it sort of sounds like the Musketeers or something.
Yeah, it's
one for all and all for one.
Yeah.
And marmosets are like they're like a little rodent type thing, or like a marsupial or something, aren't they?
It's spelled M-A-R-M.
They're like not I don't think they're fierce.
Look, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty bad at defending everybody pronouncing things, but Marmouses.
Yeah. No, it's a like a little animal, but I think it's just like a cute little animal. Didn't really think of them as like being, strong or willing to fight or anything. Maybe they do. Maybe they're like meerkats, sort of.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know about marmosets. I don't know what that is. I'll have to Google it later. They're a small animal, you think?
I believe so, yeah, like a small, but I think they're cute.
You think they're cute?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Do you want to talk more about small rodents, or?
I don't know how much rodent-related material I've got.
Mouse jokes?
Not a lot.
Rat, mouse jokes, anything? Nothing?
No, I don't think so. I think we'll keep listening to the story.
We'll keep going with the story. So this is where he starts to go, his sanity starts to decline. And after pretty much 5 years, he fires all the marmosets. So after their declaration of for life, friendship, always united, he fires them like 5 years later, even though they were very successful in their positions. Yeah. So he started to experience psychosis in his mid-20s. Multiple reasons for this.
That's normally about when that hits, yeah.
Multiple reasons for this. Genetic on his mother's side is a possibility. They had a few crazy people on his mother's side. Possibly schizophrenia.
Well, I don't know. So we did that disclaimer before. I don't know if we're calling them crazy.
That's what the disclaimer was for.
I guess so. If we're going off what the source material says, then surely we can only be in the right.
The source material definitely doesn't say crazy. That's definitely my own wording. I just wanted to point that out. I'm responsibility. All right, they were. All right, proper things were possibly schizophrenia syndrome, some sort of typhus, bipolar disorder, possibly arsenic poison is apparently a cause that
arsenic poisoning. Yeah.
It's a cause
apple
of
seeds.
That's how they poisoned people back then. So it's a possibility someone might have had a failed attempt at poisoning him.
He wasn't just eating like whole apples.
No,
just
probably
apple
not.
After apple.
No, someone probably possibly tried to poison him, sent him a bit crazy. So they continued throughout his life. During one episode in 1393, he couldn't remember that he was the king, couldn't remember his wife or his servants. He just asked to be left alone in a corner. So he sort of started to lose it.
That's not a bad outcome, because he could have put them all to death. He could have just been like, I don't know who you are.
So Pope Pius II went and visited him, right? And he wrote in his commentaries that there were times when Charles thought he was made of glass and thus tried to protect himself in various ways so that he would not break. He reportedly had iron rods sewed into his clothes so that he would not shatter if he came into contact with another person. Okay.
Wow. I mean, that is some top tier paranoid thinking.
Well, I looked into this.
Shatter.
I looked into something called the glass delusion. Right? Now, have you heard about the glass delusion? It is a proper mental disorder.
No, but I'm putting some pieces together.
It's a proper mental disorder, which obviously means that people think they're made of glass and that if people touch them, they will shatter.
This guy, I mean, he's pretty smart, though. Like, so he's just built. So that's what's called a composite material. You do insert steel rods into concrete, to keep it from essentially breaking up, right? And so, I mean, I think like he's on the right track. If you didn't want to shatter,
glass, the iron rods would
then
have
that's
helped.
probably what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, think about what you do to a window, right? You put a sort of a metal, frame around it or wood, right? And the glass doesn't shatter unless it's hit.
Yeah, that's a good plan. I don't think he's actually made of glass. Look, he's not completely. He's still mostly there. But I looked into the glass illusion, right? So why did people think they were made of glass?
If he never tested the theory, then you don't know.
No, why do you think he thinks he's made of glass? So glass was a new product at the time, okay? And apparently, I read this, like, I went a little bit deep into medical diagnosis, and it basically says that, so when new things and new products come up, people generally, there is a small portion of the population that freak out about this new product or technology that comes in, and they're convinced that it's killing them or it's going to kill them or that's what they're made of or all this sort of stuff. So things like people go 5G is going to give us all cancer or something like that. Because glass was a new product at the time, this was actually, there are people who have claimed to be made of glass throughout history.
Yeah, I read I didn't read the whole book. I think I've still got it. I can't remember what it's called. But it was basically about how like society or reality shapes what it described as madness looks like at the time.
Yeah.
So like so basically, as video games have become more popular, like a common thing that you'll see in psychosis is sort of people thinking they're trapped in video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like society shapes what psychosis looks like.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Much better example than mine. Yes. It's basically glass is a new product and it's
that's a weird one. You're like fucking like when the rolling pin comes out, you're just like, dude, I don't like these things. And I think that I might be one. I'm afraid that I might be a rolling pin.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be so bad. I mean, you wouldn't be breakable. You'd just be worried about, be like, fuck, what if I accidentally fall over and I just fucking roll someone to death?
It would just never stop rolling. What happens if I?
You'd really be worried about others in this particular situation rather than about yourself. But
so the king's not going well right now.
You'd be like Midas, but with like flat things. Like Midas used to touch stuff and it's turns into gold. Yeah. Anything you touch just fucking flattens. You just fucking flatten it. That's what you're worried about. You're like, I don't want to shake your hand, dude. I'll fucking flatten you.
Yeah, but when was the rolling pin invented? Like, that would have been the caveman version of this, you reckon?
Oh, bro, yeah, it would have been so long ago. Yeah, it would have been like forever ago.
That was the caveman delusion. No, that's good. I like that. So Charles is obviously mentally ill. His wife decides to take over the regency, and Philip the Bold, who was the regent before, the two of them take over. The Queen was a great influence, helped the country a lot, but she also was suspected of sleeping with Philip the Bold. So his wife was banging his uncle while this is going on, supposedly. There's arguments, but the fact that it's written down makes you think, doesn't it?
Well, I can't. I mean, if he thinks he's made of glass, I can't imagine he's banging. Unless he's got like like another rod that he just attaches to his penis. He's just like, no, it'll be fine now. He's just sort of like gets a bit of leather and a rod, and he just sort of tapes that to his dick. And he's just like, yeah, that'll work now. Now I'm not afraid of it breaking.
He's not
but he
afraid.
just doesn't get hard either. It's like a splint for his dick.
So
she's doing an alright job. That's good.
Yeah, she's doing an alright job. But like, there's a few stories here that are just like, I don't know why. So I'll tell this story first, okay? So it's called the Bals dels Ardents. I'm going to go with that. Which is basically, it was a masked ball where all the nobles went for a masked ball. And he decided that it would be a good idea to dress up in shaggy clothes made of hemp and make them look like hairy men. So him and his 4 friends decided to dress up like 4 hairy men and dance around.
Yeah, sounds vaguely homoerotic.
Yeah, and then so the king commanded the torchbearers were to stand at the side of the room, but Louis I, the Duke of Orleans, who arrived late at the show, approached them with a torchlight to discover the identity of the dancers, and it accidentally set them on fire. Panic spread and the flames spread, and the Duchess of Berry threw her gown over the king to protect him, but the other 4 all burned to death and died.
They burned to death. They couldn't even, like, they weren't just like, oh shit, quick, throw some fucking water on them. You know, they just burned to death. What the fuck? Wait, what was this? What was the outfit made of? Was it made of like dried twigs?
It was made of, frazzled hemp.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they just
it's like a tinderbox. It's literally a tinderbox.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
they're all wearing tinderboxes, dancing around torches in the middle of the night. Like, it seemed like a very bad idea.
Yeah,
that's why I was like,
up to get the torch that close to them, though. Be like, who is this man?
Yeah.
Bring it right up to him.
Set him on fire.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't understand who let him do this. Like, at this stage, it's clear that he's mentally ill. His wife's taken over, but he's like, I've got a great idea, and someone let him do it.
I don't know. I mean, the glass thing was more damning, I think. This is just like, you're just trying to have fun with your boys, and you're like, hey, let's, put on some hemp suits, some dried hemp suits, and, we'll look like hirsute gentlemen. I don't really have a problem with this. I think the glass thing is probably more damning.
So there's another story. He decides there's a bit of a rebellion going on in one of his castles. So he gets his men and he decides to ride his horse and stop this rebellion. On the way, a crazy person comes to him, and when I say crazy person, a homeless person on the street comes and yells at him and says, King, you're in danger, treachery is afoot. And everyone just goes, oh, go away, peasant person, go away. And
tell me more.
And as they continue to walk, it said that someone dropped their shield and it made a giant clam on the ground. And at that stage, the king said, treason, pulled out his sword and attacked his own knights, killing one, injuring 2 more.
All of them.
Just attacked. He had to be subdued. He was literally had to be tackled to the ground. He was put into a coma. Yep.
Brutal.
Yeah. He then, on another brutal note, he decided that all Jews were to be kicked out of France.
Okay. A foreshadowing to things to come.
He claims that there was a bunch of complaints against the Jews. The king decreed that no Jew shall dwell in his domain.
But he had no real reasons, just had a hunch.
I think he was just not happy. Just sounds like an excuse to confiscate property.
This again.
Yeah, I'm convinced that's
Tales
half of it.
old as time.
Convinced it's half of it. But after this point, it was decided that maybe we shouldn't write down all these crazy things that Charles is doing, and the behaviour was said to have continued, but no one was allowed to write about what actually took place.
Okay, so that means that the history from a certain point is just told from later?
Well, it's not that it's told from later. No one talks about these mental illness issues that he has any longer.
Okay.
It's decided that, maybe telling the people that your king's not mentally ill is not the best idea. So
not when you're in a 100-year war. Yeah, that would make sense. Keep it on the hush.
Yeah, try and keep it on the hush that your king's not doing so well. But his son eventually starts to take over as he comes of age. Now, again with the who's letting this mentally ill king do things, he decides to send balls and pillows to King Henry of England.
So balls and pillows?
Balls and pillows.
Okay.
Mocking his youth and immaturity.
Oh.
So it's basically going, you just go and play with a ball. Stay out of France.
What are the pillows for? For resting.
For resting, because you're a child and you need to.
You won't need
to
do anything ananymore.
King Henry was a bit of a... If you'd watched the movie The King, like I told you to, we wouldn't have this issue. Because that's what that movie's about. King Henry V. famous Shakespeare play, but you know nothing.
No. I feel like I probably know more about Shakespeare than you do.
I do.
Maybe not.
Possibly.
I feel like I know more about his plays, probably not him as a person.
You're
not
right,
that I
man.
know that much about his plays.
So he wrote
All
a
you need
famous
to know
play,
is
Henry
like
V.
one quote.
You wrote it. He's got a famous
Yes,
play, Henry
okay.
V. And so I don't know why you would, it's regarded as one of the reasons England decided to invade France.
Yeah, you don't want to antagonize your.
Well, he clearly
your
did
enemy.
antagonize because he's sending him balls and pillows and telling him go and.
But they're already in a war.
Well, it's kind of complicated. The 100 Years' War was on and off continuously. So they signed
It's also
treaties.
longer than 100 years, I think.
It was. It's like 120 years.
It's like 130. Oh, yeah. There you go.
And there was always an argument that, so all the inheritance laws all got mixed up and they're all fighting for land in France and England. So there's an argument that says that Henry V was always going to come and invade France and try and get some more land in France. But I don't understand why you would antagonize a person to do that. So it almost seems like he was asking for war with Henry V.
Wait, was this the Mad King, or is this the son who sent the balls and the pillows?
It's the Mad King. As far as I'm aware, it's the Mad King.
Well, there you go. I mean, he's not in his right mind. Yeah,
I don't understand why he's antagonizing.
He's a doer.
So, quick version of this, we lead to the Battle of Agincourt. Famous battle. Ever heard of that battle?
No. I know one battle. All right?
I'm going to go.
Actually, I know two, probably. Battle of 1066 and Battle of the Bulge. That's about it. And I only know the Battle of the Bulge from probably, news things where they're really using that to talk about people battling with their weight,
Yeah.
in like news stories and stuff, or maybe like some sort of, I don't know, light news show. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, where you go with this. Well, the Battle of Agincourt is one of the top battles in history. 9,000 English versus 20,000 French, and the French lose.
Yeah, did they always lose? Isn't that like a common thread?
Yes, they lost a lot of
What
battles.
What was so shit about their army? Was it that they had no heart, or they're bad strategists? They got bad weapons. Because I know the weapons were a big thing. Because I know when they had the phalanx and that, when that came in, it was kind of okay, well, no one was using pikes or whatever and the big shields and that, so that kind of ruled. And I'm sure when archers came in, that was a big deal.
Well, the big thing about this battle was the big thing was the English longbow.
The longbow. Okay, there you go.
The longbow. So what happened? So the French turned up with about 15,000 knights and 5,000 crossbowmen. The English turned up with about 7,500 bowmen and 1,500 knights. And the knights just walked in.
Mostly bowmen, yeah.
So the knights just got shot. They just longbowed them. They got caught in the mud. Massacre. They could have brought more men to the battle, but France is also in a civil war because their king's got a lot of problems. He's got all his uncles fighting everybody, and they've betrayed everybody, and everyone's fighting everybody else. So he didn't bring the full force of France. France currently has a population of about 16 million at the time. England's got a population of about 3 million.
Oh, shit. Tiny.
And England...
Tiny in comparison.
And England wins. It's all probably the king's fault. King's obviously not at the battle.
Well,
the prince fights the battle.
Yeah, I guess people heard about his mental health challenges and were trying to do stuff, trying to get in there.
So after he loses this battle, which is disastrous for the French, he makes a deal. He is forced to make a deal with the king. And the king's deal is that Henry V will become the king of France upon his death. So he disinherits his own child and says, sorry, you're not going to be king anymore. Henry V is going to be king when I die. He's going to marry my daughter. Their child will be king of both England and France. Okay. So France,
does that happen?
So he loses France. Contract signed. Baby's born. Then Henry V dies at the age of 35. The English king dies.
Oh, a twist.
2 weeks later, or 2 months later, it's argued, our Charles VI also dies. So that leads to a 8-month-old baby being the heir to England and France.
Now you're going to be like, and he was a better leader than,
And he was
than the king who left. This 8-month-old baby had more cognitive faculties than the old king. He introduced taxation. He fixed the roads.
No, what actually happens is his son comes back, the one that was disinherited. He takes the French throne. The 8-month-old baby does keep the English throne, though.
Tight. Nice.
And with the help of Joan of Arc, little name drop there in our little story. With the help of Joan of Arc, Charles VII defeats the English. France win the 100 Years' War.
France win?
Well, yeah, eventually.
they won no battles. But they won the war.
Well, what was the war about? Having France?
Yeah, I guess so.
And it was never to conquer England. It was it was to stop England taking all their land. Yeah. Charles VI, not a great king. And clearly had a few issues.
I thought you were going to have more stories for me. I mean, he was made of glass, He killed one of his knights or whatever. I thought there was going to be a little bit more there. I thought he was going to do more ridiculous stuff.
Well, I think the whole thing is he ran around the house not knowing who anyone was, kept claiming he didn't know who anyone was, and hiding in corners, telling people to leave him alone. But it sounds like it was kept on the hush-hush after a while, because these are all early incidences. It's like the last 20 years of his life. Like, all that sort of stuff was all taking place early 1390s. Mm-hmm. And he lives to like 1420. So he lives another 25 years after that. But there's no stories after that.
So glass is essentially, it's amorphous, right? So it has no structure. That's why it smashes, right?
Yeah.
It's just something of interest for you to note. Whereas, other things like metal and that has a structure that keeps it sound. But glass it's essentially like a very slow moving liquid, right? So if you go into like a really old building, like some of the building that maybe has glass from the time that we're talking about, the panes will actually be thicker at the bottom than they are at the top because it's slowly actually moving right down with gravity. Do you think that the king was worried that his feet would be really heavy by the end of his life, that he'd sort of lose mass from up the top, or you don't think he thought that deeply into it?
I think glass was too new at the time, and no one probably knew that was going on.
Do you think he was worried about melting?
Does glass melt? When does glass melt? Like, I'm afraid.
What? I mean, that's how you shape it. You melt it.
Yeah. I know you can.
You've never seen glass.
Yeah, but you can melt me too. Like,
if
you get me hot enough, you can melt me. Like, well, I guess I'll burn. But what, is he afraid of? Like, hot fires? Of course he is. Everyone's afraid of hot fires, aren't they?
Maybe.
What's the boiling?
So he's afraid of smashing, but
he's afraid of melting. Why would he be afraid of melting? This doesn't make sense.
Well, was he afraid that somebody could perhaps melt him into an odd shape, and he'd have to live in that shape for the rest of his life?
No,
I'm just saying there's other issues.
Yeah, I'd be more worried about the fire.
Glass.
There was fire. The fire.
Well, he wasn't. Well, he survived. He survived the fire.
There's another one where it's called the werewolf delusion, where there was a period of time where everyone was convinced that they were turning into dogs and being werewolves at night, and when they woke up, that they'd been a werewolf and killed people in the night and stuff. That was one of those weird delusions going on for a while too.
Was it a delusion, or was it just sort of like the Purge? Like, they just go out at night and do horrible things, and they'd be like, "Oh shit! Oh no, I think I'm a werewolf at night."
Can we cut to an ad, Ronald?
Yes. So, I just thought I'd show potential advertisers what we can do. If you are interested in advertising with History Squirt, you can email us at historysquirt.podcast@gmail.com. Okay. If you're three men in a trench coat, living as one man, held together by decades of deception and layered resentment, this message is for you. For too long, one of you has been the face, the talker, the smiler, The man who gets the attention, the compliments, and the kisses. And the rest of you? Backs and knees, hidden among the stench of two other men's balls. That's why we created FaceShift, a revolutionary surgical equity platform for multi-body arrangements. With FaceShift, the two bottom members of your human stack can undergo complete facial reconstruction to match their faces with the guy at the top of the stack, granting them eligibility to take the top position 1/3 of the time. Imagine seeing the world not from behind the buttons of a trench coat, but from the front of the lie. Our package includes a tailored face designed for charisma, confidence, and a downward gaze, cranium weight balancing and breath share venting systems, and our vertebral stabilizing technology to reduce toppling under pressure, because leadership should rotate and no one should spend their entire lives holding it together. Don't live your life in someone else's shadow. Don't settle for posture and silence. Apply today. FaceShift, because every man deserves 1/3 of the glory. Any questions about that one?
Yes. Many questions about that one.
Do you understand what the product is?
I do understand what the product is. I'm a bit concerned that you might be targeting the wrong market. Like, you just think that your market is three guys in a trench coat. You don't think anyone else would want to change what their face looks like, or
no,
might be someone wants to look like Britney Spears or something, and changes their face to look like that.
Yeah, well, I guess it is face. It's face duplication.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
would you be like, hey, don't you want to look like Brad Pitt? Here. I can make your face look like Brad Pitt, and then sell it to those people as opposed to selling it to three people in a trench coat?
Well, I think that they're going to want it the most. But what I did forget about, I think, is that the guy on the bottom is probably the guy who gets to fuck all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, so the guy up the top might actually be jealous of him.
Yeah.
So although can you imagine, like, you go on a date or something and you want to fuck and you're just like, no, I'm not taking off the trench coat. I'll just pull my dick out between the buttons.
And surely the dick is the middle guy.
Yeah, you'd be like, you're so tall. You'd be like, you're so tall and it's so close to the ground. I don't understand.
The dick's going to be the middle guy. No, the dick's going to be the middle guy.
Yeah, that's true. That makes more sense.
So what you're basically saying is that the top guy, right? The top guy is going to want this too, because he's going to want to have his turn in position 2 and possibly position 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, maybe no one to rotate all positions.
Well, what's 3 getting? They just have to carry. Yeah, I was about to say everyone. The bottom's just the worst spot.
Yeah, but they've crafted this life now. They can't escape.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the problem. So the reason why I can't sort of offer it, or my concern with offering it more widely, is that the machine, it's for 3 people. So it's for 1 face and then 2 facial reconstruction. So you'd have to find somebody else who wanted to look like Britney Spears. So you'd have to find another. If you were interested in looking like Britney Spears, you'd have to find another person who was. Then it could work. But that's why we've decided to focus on this particular market.
And surely we need Britney Spears to agree to also come to said operation to be the model for the.
That would be an issue too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can't just use like a bust or something like that. No, you wouldn't want. I don't know if you've ever been to a wax museum. You wouldn't want to use one of those. There is a bit off.
Yeah, you get. So, yeah, you're probably right. You're not going to find one person who's going to be able to find another person who wants to look like another person who aren't living the trench coat life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll see that. All right. So you're trying to sell it to guys number 2 and 3, right?
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking that this is probably the best avenue to sell it on because obviously they can't see. So television, YouTube, advertising, Facebook advertising, it's going to be useless to them. They all they can do is hear what's going on under that trench coat.
Well, they can watch at home, but yeah, while they're out and about, they're going to want to listen to something else. I mean, I don't know if they want to listen to the conversations the guys having up top.
How does one live this? So hang on, they get out of their suits at like
yeah,
so it's just
when they go
out. Yeah,
they're just chilling with the boys. Yeah.
Okay, so we should advertise this on YouTube then. Like this would be better on YouTube where they could like show the.
Yeah, that'd work.
What do you think? Three guys in a trench coat are really into history.
Look, I mean, I think this is probably just one of the avenues that they'll use to advertise this product. I imagine they'll sort of go out to other markets. Although, you know, they might listen to other podcasts, but you'd hope not.
All right, more questions. So, okay, I know that I'm one person, right? So let's say I'm Tom, the 3-person system. Why can't I swap that system and be Brett with a different guy on top? Is that not how Trenchcoat Life lives?
Well, then you might as well just be 3 different people.
Well, yeah, that's the.
So you've got friends and a job as, you know, Tom or whatever you said first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you want to maintain that, you know, like you're caught up in it, you know, like. You know all your neighbors, that sort of stuff. Like you don't want to get caught out. And so, like, yeah, you could, I suppose, switch, but I think you'd have to move towns or.
Is it like you rented the
fake
house?
Your own death.
You rented the house and you just said there was one guy living here.
Yes, just one guy. Yeah, exactly.
That's what this is all about. Getting cheap rent.
Everything in your life is just you being one guy.
You want to go to the movies. You want to rent a 1-bedroom apartments and like stay at hotels and be like, oh, it's just one person. Sweet. Yeah, save some money. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. So now I think the potential concern is that the guy at the top may not want to lose that spot because now he's only going to be the guy 1 in 3 times. Right?
But I'd want to be
there's
Dick
only
spot,
one of him.
Wouldn't you want to be Dick spot in the middle?
Yeah, but I reckon it smells in there.
It probably does, but it's the Dick spot.
Yeah, but dude, like if you're never taking off your trench coat, how much are you fucking?
I don't know. I don't know how much a 10-foot trench coat man. How much game he's got?
Probably a lot.
You reckon
10 foot? Yeah,
Girls do like tall men. They do like tall men. Yeah, that could be. So I would think that top guy would want to be in the 2nd spot. Bottom guy, I don't know what he's doing. He got screwed into a life of servitude, basically.
He did, yeah.
He's got to carry 2 people around
the
for the rest of
amount
his
of
life.
Skills. Yeah. It's
he
rough
gets to do nothing. What's the advantage of being down there? Nothing. You probably got strong carbs.
Yeah. Just smelling like 2 lots of farts.
Yeah.
Not the best. Not a good position. Yeah, no, I don't know what he gets. Yeah, his legs probably going to be absolutely rooted.
Okay, and with how much is this system going to cost us? Because I just want you to know also that these people are 3 people living on 1 wage, according to you.
Yeah, that's true. They are 3 people living on 1 wage.
So I'm hoping there's some sort of payment plan involved in this, like, because they're gonna struggle.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't settled on a price yet. Maybe 20,000. So 10,000 a piece for the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't. Yeah, we can do a payment plan or something like that.
I was also thinking they could make a lot of money from this, right? Okay, so if you get trenchcoat guy to get a job at an office, right? Okay, so he sits down at his office, he does some work. Guy on the bottom, he gets to have a sleep. He just sits down there under the desk, has a sleep. Then you could do a nighttime job, sit at a security desk or something. That guy, who's now got his face looking the same as the other guy, goes on top. Guy who was on top working all day, he goes down to the bottom, sleeps. You're now working twice as much.
That's true. Yeah, as long as you don't have to stand up, I suppose.
Well, yeah, as long as you don't have to stand up.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that has been really hard for FaceShift is work from home, right? Because now these guys don't have to go into the office. and so the two of them can just hang out while the one guy does all the work on the computer, goes to the Zoom meetings and stuff like that. So that's been tough on the business. But yeah, I think what is keeping it alive is that one guy is like, I don't want to fucking go to Zoom meetings all the time, just 1/3 of the time. So he sort of wants it to some degree.
Sure, there's some sort of face swapping thing that you could do that could easily solve this without changing someone's entire face if we're doing Zoom conversations. I'm pretty sure we could put some filters on right now and you could make me look like you and we'd be done.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Know?
I don't know if anything could make you sort of that attractive.
I think we should have discussions about your products regularly, because I think you need to think through some of your ideas.
I feel like this one was not as well crafted as penis shape or whatever that fucking thing was.
It's a system. I never considered that there was all these people living three people lives in trench coats.
I think you'd be surprised. Because you just know them. You just think that they're one person.
You're just a guy who's always wearing a trench coat.
Yeah. So I think you'd be surprised. That's all I got.
You can sell one of them.
One, yeah, I might sell one.
Don't know why you just don't try and get 3 people to look like the same. That would be much. Do you want to look like 2 other people? Would you advertise it like that? Do you want to look like 2 other people? Well, you can look like the same as one other person. Just find that person, bring them with another person, and come down and get your face changed.
To a celebrity. Oh, wait. So you just find a random person. You find a random attractive person, and then you find 2 other people.
No celebrity's going to agree to this.
No, that's true.
Actually, the celebrities might want it as doubles.
That's true. Yeah, they might.
What about Leo DiCaprio's I don't want to get attacked by paparazzi. I'll make 2 clones of myself and then just use them as decoys all the time.
It's sad. It is sad that people would. I think people would do that for sure too. They'd be like, "Yeah, dude,
I'll be a decoy."
Yeah.
Someone's making decoys. So do dictators. Dictators always need decoys.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just to eat poison and stuff.
Yep. We could even link your business to a job finding section. So we'd find somebody hey, are you after a body double to take care of assassinations just in case? Yes, all right, I've got the right guy for you. You're just I'll give you $200,000 a year to look like this guy and hang out over here. Okay, that could be a much better business model.
I wonder how many times you can do it. If it, if your face just becomes soft, putty, if you do it too many times or something.
I don't know. I don't know the science behind your
a one only. Yeah, I don't know.
This contraption. What are you doing? Are you melting the face into shape, or are we just breaking bones? You just sort of stick it in and go.
Yeah, you sort of just you get the person to hold their face in a warm bowl of water for 30 seconds, and then you just, I don't know, stamp it. I'm not sure. Something like that.
Something like that? Yeah, okay. That could work. No, I can just sell them as dictator decoys. Much better dictator decoys. Is someone trying to kill you?
That's it.
Let them kill someone else.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think I picked the wrong market.
Yeah, I reckon that's your market.
So there was a guy. Well, also you could then pick the right guy. So there might be someone who's immune to poison, right? There was a guy who used to eat metal. Have you ever seen that guy? And he ate an entire plane. It's real.
Okay.
He ate an entire plane. It was insane. And he's eaten cars and stuff. I don't know.
Like the taste? Does he like it?
basically his stomach can just break down anything, and he used to he'd drink other stuff with it to get it down. But yeah, he could just eat metal and that. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
so yeah, if you could find
he obviously enjoys it too. He's going to eat a plane. You're obviously going to enjoy eating metal.
Yeah, it's called picto something.
If I could eat metal, I've tasted metal, it's not particularly nice. I would eat it if I could.
Yeah, so some people get this weird, I can't remember what it's called, picto something or other, but it's basically you want to eat weird stuff. So some people they're basically addicted to drinking laundry detergent and stuff like that, or addicted to eating toilet paper, or they get this weird thing. And I think it's to deal with some sort of imbalance that your body has. It thinks that it needs to eat. You know how if you were really vitamin C deficient, you might get a craving for orange juice. So your body's basically telling you to eat this thing because it thinks it's deficient in something, but it's not. And I don't know, it's just an addiction, and it becomes this whole thing.
How do you eat this plane? I want to know how he eats the plane. Does he melt the little bits?
He just ate it, dude.
I mean, he just ate it.
He just ate it.
He just bit it.
Yeah, I think he had to probably break the bits up. He probably had to cut the bits up.
It cuts in little pieces and just eats it.
Yeah, ate the whole thing.
How long does a plane take to eat?
Oh, it's probably a year or something. So it would take forever.
I don't think I've eaten a plane's worth of food in my life.
Oh, let me look him up.
That's a lot of food. That's a lot of plane.
Yeah. Michelle or Michael Latito. Yeah, he deliberately consumed indigestible objects.
Does that mean he shits them out, obviously?
He could consume 900 grams, so almost a kilo of metal per day.
Okay.
And he basically just had this crazy digestive system.
How much does a plane weigh?
Is it a plane? Oh.
It's a small plane, isn't it? I guess it's a small plane. I think I was thinking of a big plane.
Even apparently Snopes, who goes and debunks stuff, said that it was very likely he consumed it. Anyway.
It's very likely this guy really is eating planes.
Yeah. Yeah, he drank mineral oil before and heaps of water. That's it. Yeah. So if you could find guys like that, who are immune to poison and stuff, then put them in that position. Although then again, that's not what you would want, because you'd want the guy to die so that you'd know that the dictator can eat it.
Yeah. It's kind of pointless if you've got a tester that doesn't die from poison.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
They just have to taste the poison. But you want someone to die when they eat the poison. Gives it away.
Yes. You don't want them to die in front of everyone.
Surely you'd have what about back to the actor thing, and you just be who wants to see this guy eat a bunch of metal? And then you just get that guy to look like that guy and then eat the metal.
What? So you're getting this metal guy to just be anybody. You're who wants to see Brad Pitt eat a plane?
Yeah, eat metal. Yeah, who wants to see Brad Pitt eat a plane? And then you just make him look like Brad Pitt, and then he eats the plane.
I don't get it.
Well, it's well, I don't know. It'd be okay if you had two ads on you got two pop-up ads. One's popped up, and it says random guy eats metal plane. You've obviously clicked on it. But if an ad came up that went Brad Pitt eats metal plane, you'd be oh, what's Brad Pitt doing? And you'd watch the Brad Pitt video of him eating a plane as opposed to the random guy eating a plane.
That's true. He'd be more virally famous.
That would definitely be
Brad Pitt.
That would definitely be viral if you look like someone famous and then ate a plane, as opposed to a non-famous person eating a plane.
True.
Yeah, you see where I'm going with, you see where I'm going with this,
No, sort of, but I just don't know about the market. But I suppose the market's bigger than 3 guys living in a trench coat.
Guys who eat metal. Nah, I reckon there's more people living in trench coats than eating metal. There's 3 at least. There's just 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't be that many people eating metal.
No. Anyway.
Yeah, are we done here?
History Squirt.